He's one of the top digital marketing brokers in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Joe Herrera.
So what I'm going to talk about today is a very simple math equation, an exercise I want to run you through that is it's just math. It's just true. So if you can, take out your phone and let's just do a little bit of math. If you don't come from wealth, wealth must come from you. Wealth creation in real estate requires your personal honesty. It doesn't do any good to take a YouTube video or an Instagram reel with someone else's Maserati and pretend like you're successful and then go hop in your broke down Toyota Corolla, right? There are individuals I know that are very, very good at self-promotion that way, and then they get off of Instagram and they freaking hustle. So you can lie to the world with your social media, but to yourself, you have to be honest, right? So let's run this math. So it all starts with your production goal. Your production goal should not be a number of units, because if you're on a team, or if you're, I hate to tell you this, if you're on OpCity or Zillow Flex, you're on a team. Okay. If you're buying Zillow leads, you're on a team. So depending on what your team structure is, if you're giving 35% to Realtor.com or Zillow, or if you're on a team where you're on a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split, whatever it is, you have to come up with a goal that's based on your numbers, and then you have to rework the math to say, based on my current split average with my team, Zillow or wherever you are, here's how many deals I would have to do to make that happen. You need somewhere in between 30 to 40 opportunities a month. And I'll tell you, your monthly opportunity will equal your annual production if you do the other two parts right. So if you want to close 40 transactions per year, you need 40 opportunities per month. If you want to close 20 transactions per year, you need 20 opportunities per month. If you don't have enough opportunity, you will not close enough transactions. There is no miracle. So you have to ask yourself on a monthly basis, how many opportunities do I get? What does an opportunity look like? Well, if you're holding an open house and two people unrepresented walk in and give you their name and phone number to view the property, that is 2 opportunities. If you're on Zillow Flex and they give you 5 leads, those are 5 opportunities, assuming the lead is not Big Bird at GoScrewYourself.com. If you're on a team like mine, we give our agents warm leads, where it's like they're already talked to and we hand them to our agents and then our agents try to call them. Those are opportunities. So whatever your production number of units goal is, you have to at least acquire that many opportunities on a monthly basis. This is where you come in. So the opportunity is predetermined by your relationships, Zillow, Realtor.com, or a team. Well, your consistency is up to you. Consistency is what transforms an average person into an excellent person, and consistency is more important than perfection. If you ask me if I can be perfect, the answer is absolutely not. If you ask me if I can be consistent, the answer is absolutely. So this is where you write down a number between 1 and 5. If you say on a weekly basis there's 5 days and you absolutely freaking bring it 3 days out of the week, but the other 2 are me days and relaxation time and power hour naps and all that fun stuff. Like if you look at it and say, no one's gonna see this number, so be honest with yourself. If you say every day of the week, I freaking bring it, then you're a 5. If you say, to be honest, I'm trying to back off and I really wanna work a little bit less, create more work-life balance, whatever it is, just write down your number, because your number is your number. So persistence is firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. So again, on a scale of 1 to 5, how persistent are you? So I'll tell you what persistence is not. Persistence is not uncomfortable, bad salespeople who feel like the dialing of a number is the creation of great persistence. For someone who is not a salesperson, they would say even having a conversation is persistence. I would tell you that you're probably in the wrong profession unless you have a steady stream of family members, close friends, people that like your church requires them to use you. Your spouse is the director of the education board, and every teacher that buys a home with you gets a free car or something. Unless that's your world, if you actually have to talk to people that don't know you and are not your aunt and uncle, you have to develop some persistence. But the reality is every single person you talk to looking to buy or sell real estate is just looking. One of my favorite stories, some of you have heard it 50 times, so forgive me. We had an agent come into Taylor's office and say, hey man, I don't know if it's working out for me. These leads just suck. So Taylor said, well, let's He doesn't even try to argue it with them, which is what I love about Taylor. He just goes, oh yeah, that's terrible. Let's call a few. And then they go, well, I mean, like maybe not all of them suck. And he's like, let's just dial the phone. So he picks up the first phone, and I think someone told him to go F himself, right? So he's like, hey, maybe you're right. Like maybe it does suck. Number 2, person picks up and he says, hey, it's Taylor with the Joe Taylor Group. You were looking at a home on Instagram or whatever, and just checking to see if you got the information you were looking for, if you're looking to buy or sell a home. No, I was just looking. So Taylor goes, well, let me ask you this, ma'am. What does just looking mean to you? So the non-persistent realtor would go, oh, just looking. Okay, well, hey, listen, I'm an Army vet. I love my children. Like, if you ever want to see a good video, you can check my Instagram. I'm walking a Maserati with a leash. Like, have a great day, right? That's what a non-persistent agent would say is like, I don't want to bug you. Therefore, like, have a great day. Taylor, as uncomfortable as he can be, just says like, hey, so what does just looking mean to you? And that person says, I'm 60 to 90 days out. So obviously we took that lead from that individual because we don't want to push them into sucky leads, and we gave it to somebody else. And I think they helped them buy and sell a home, probably somewhere around $1.2 million in production. So you've got to give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 5 of how persistent you are. So what you do is, so you add your persistence and your consistency, comes up somewhere 10 is the high, and you times that times your opportunity. And that'll give you an idea of how many on a scale of 1 to 10. If 40 is your opportunity, then you're a 10. If 20 is your opportunity, then you're a 5. But in any event, you take those two numbers and you times them, and then you get your production. So I asked Angie if I could share this. I'll tell you, it's not exactly to the T of what she made last year, but Angie is a great example. On an opportunity level, she gets every opportunity she can afford. We give her every single lead that we can to help her be successful. The key to her success, though, is not the opportunity we provide. The key to her success is twofold. Number 1, Angie is an animal. She is the most persistent agent I've ever seen in my whole life. She has a thing on her door that says, I'm prospecting, do not knock. Like, leave me alone. And she gets on the phone and she just bowls right through conversations. The other day she said, I ask questions that I don't even care what their answer is because I'm just going to ask the next question anyways. On the persistence scale, if there was such a thing as a 7 or an 8, she would be it. She's a 5, 100%. You know what else she is she's extremely consistent. She shows up every freaking day. She's a 10 out of 10. Last year, she did 58 transactions. If the average is 4, I don't even know what to call someone that does 58. So it's not above average. She's actually a monster in a good way, a good monster. So here's how you work her numbers. 58 transaction sides equals about $400 and something thousand net commission income. So as we talk about gross commission income, I'll tell you it's irrelevant, because you're going to say I'm a 100% agent, and I'm going to go, well, what does that look like to you? And you're like, well, I'm on a Zillow Flex plan. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. So you start at 65% before you pay for business cards, lock boxes, signs, client appreciation gifts, transaction management, transaction coordination, any of those things. Her number of 58 transactions comes out to just under $500,000. So that's where I say dollar signs versus percentage symbols. I love people who are obsessed with money, with dollars, because I don't know how to spend percentages. I can tell you in probably 10 minutes running that exact same math equation where you're not working. So somebody will say to me like, I just can't get above 15 units of production. And I'll say, okay, cool. Well, you're either missing opportunity, you're not persistent at all, or you're not consistent at all. And you'll fight me on it. But the reality is it'll come to one of those 3 things. Either the program you're on sucks, meaning you don't have enough opportunity. You suck, meaning you're not persistent or consistent. And it has to be one of those 3 things. But I'll tell you the truth. We are in my opinion, the greatest economy, in the greatest time, in the greatest profession that we could possibly be in. I make more money than my friends who are doctors and lawyers. I have no education. Like I'm self-taught. You have that exact same opportunity. If you want to make more money than doctors and lawyers, here's my closing piece of advice. Learn to work like them. There is no such thing as I don't work doctor and lawyer hours, but I make more than doctors and lawyers. You can maybe get there in your career, but that's not where you start. Where you start from is to realize if I want to make more money than them, I've got to outwork them. And the coolest part is you're in a profession that allows you to do that. If you just take the time to work hard, be consistent, be persistent, and if you connect yourself with the right opportunity, you can do it. So thanks.